Hey everyone, Pencil Candy here, and today I've got another stationery / planner video for you. This time, as the month of October draws to a close, I thought what better way to conclude the month than to share my personal favorite stationery finds for the month. The reason why I love making these videos so much is because, well, I love stationery and I love sharing it with people who are also passionate about the same things, and just making the writing and drawing experience so much better with better stationery. I just hope to kind of inspire you to, all of you, to explore more options as I also explore more options with what pens I use and planners I use and this and that. It's very fun to share. Okay, so without further ado, let's just get started. I'll go with the pens, and you can see washi tape here first, and then I'll go into the notebooks and planners and accessories later. Okay, so first I'll just go in this order. This is the Zebra MILDLINER in mild gray. It is one of the new colors, I believe. Oh wait, it's not new colors. The dark gray is the new color, but this is the light gray. It's been around for a long enough time, but and I've had it for like years, but recently, only last month actually, I actually started using it for drawing and sketching purposes. So if you're familiar with it, it has, you know, a chisel tip on one end and a bullet tip on the other. I almost exclusively use this tip only, and this is what I do with the MILDLINER. I just use it as a mid-tone color in my sketchbook, so you can see that this is all just MILDLINER. Granted, it's not like, yeah, for example here. Granted, it's not the best mid-tone tool that you can be using because it is a highlighter. It does not blend well. As you can see, all the lines, the streaks are quite visible. But in my opinion, that's okay. Like, I don't really mind, and to have this nice little option of midtones, because I don't usually put midtones and I'm trying to train myself to use gray more often. This is very helpful in terms of me drawing. Oh, and by the way, the front few pens are just for drawing. The next four are like for writing only. I actually use different pens to write and draw. Am I the only one? Like, if you do it, please comment down below. It's a pretty weird thing. Anyway, this is a pen test of the MILDLINER. Yeah, okay. MILDLINERs do tend to bleed on some papers, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my notebooks. I'm very particular about paper as well, so they don't bleed on my notebooks, but they do tend to bleed. The second one is a Camo CA7C. I have no clue what that is, but it's basically a colored pencil with 7 colors in a single lead. And this is so amazing. I love this thing. Basically, I like doing colored pencil work, but I don't like carrying around all those pencils at the same time. So with that one pencil, with all 7 colors in one lead, I'm actually able to achieve things like this. Okay, this is a small little doodle, but you get the point. I'm able to color an entire image with just one pencil. And an added bonus, it's just my preference, is that because all the colors are like right next to each other, as you can see here, you're not gonna get an exact like pure color. So when you use it, the color like kind of bleeds into each other and all and kind of blends in, and I really like that organic look. Like, it almost looks like children's crayons drawing, you know what I mean? Like, I love that. And okay, so here's the pencil test for that pencil, and as you rotate the lead, you're gonna have different colors come out, and this is what I mean by all the colors blending into each other. I love it. Okay, so what I use it for is sketching and coloring, as you've seen before. Next, I've got a few brush pens for you, and the first one is the COCOIRO by Kuretake letter pen. This is quite an interesting setup because, well, first of all, it looks unique because the ink cartridge actually sticks out of the back of the pen. I have no idea why that is like a thing, but I guess it's easier for you to see the color of the ink, but the darker inks all look the same, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But if you're unfamiliar with the COCOIRO setup, it's basically you buy a pen body, which is like, let me just take this out. You buy a pen body like this, and it comes separate from the refills, and they have a lot of refills. This is the extra fine sepia, so it's a brown ink letter pen. And what they mean by letter pen is really just a brush tip that's not really bristle brush, nor is it like a soft felt brush. It's really stiff actually, so you're actually able to control the thickness like way easier than with a bristle brush pen, and that's my preference. So this is pen test for the COCOIRO in sepia. It's a dark brown, and you can see the thickness variation is very, very good. Yeah. You can get this in a lot of different colors. The pen body, you know, combination with the pen ink, there's a lot of different options out there, and I recommend you check it out, especially if you're interested in doing like pen sketches and stuff. I find that using a brush pen is so much different than using a regular pen, simply because of the thickness variation. And then this one is, I actually have no clue what it's called in English, but it's a extra fine something by Sailor. I'll try and find it and link it down below because I believe I've seen it on jet pens before. And it's just a felt tip pen. Like, that's it. It's not really got too much of a flexible nib. It doesn't have the thickness variations you can see here compared, but it's just quite pleasant. The ink runs super smoothly because it's a felt tip pen, and it's just ideal for sketching and drawing if you don't want that much of a thickness variation. For example, this thing is done with this pen. So yeah, quite cool. And now this one is probably my all-time favorite brush pen. The PENTEL FUDE Touch. This is the medium size. They recently came out with a extra fine and a broad tip, and they all have the same like really nice tip, and this is the pen test with it. This is quite a popular pen, and so I won't go in depth into it, but it's basically got the similar tip as the letter pen. I would say the letter pen is even more stiff than this one, but the idea is that they're quite firm, so you can control the thickness way easier. Alright, so that's all the pens that I usually draw with, and discovered that they're really good in the month of October. Then we'll move on to the writing pens. These two are Zebra clip-on multi pens. Yeah, they are the exact same thing. Like, these two are exactly the same in terms of ink, but this one's got a plastic body, this one's got a metal body, so it's like way more hefty, and it's also metallic pink, and it's beautiful. Okay, why don't we just go into the ink? So it's got a black ballpoint, a red ballpoint. All these are ballpoints, so I'll just stop saying that. Black, red, green, blue, and then it's got a pencil, which is really the reason why I like it so much. It's got a pencil that's not commonly found in a multi-pen, unless you get those custom multis where you can buy a pencil refill. But in terms of just multi-pens that are like already complete when you buy it, for example, this one is an Acroball multi-pen. This one only has black and red. My point is, not many multi-pens come with a pencil, so this one does, and I would suggest that, you know, if you're gonna carry a multi-pen around and you want a pencil, this is a very good option for you. And also the colors it comes in is very, very attractive. There are way more like color selection out there, so check it out. And okay, then we have these FRIXION Ball Slim 0.38. This is pretty well known, especially in terms of the FRIXION lineup. We all know that it's heat sensitive ink. You write it. Let me just show you. So this is the sample of the ink. As you can see, it's not really black. It's like a grayish color, but that's fine. So idea is that, you know, you write it and then you can actually erase it almost completely. Like, it's one of the cleanest erasable inks out there, and probably the cleanest one actually. That's why I like it so much. But you know, since the FRIXION lineup is huge, like I have a FRIXION pen right here, why would I choose these as my favorites? Well, because I needed a planner pen. I needed a pocket pen. This is way smaller than any other pen that I'm gonna find. It is very thin and portable, so that's why I like it. I use it in conjunction with my pocket bullet journal, which I will show you in a minute. So these are very good options, very thin, very portable, thin in terms of like the tip size as well. Very, very good choice. Okay, then we have 2 more washi tapes. MT washi tapes will always be my favorite washi tape brand. And okay, here are the samples of it. So this is a light blue grid one, and this is a green one, which is, if you can't tell right now, it's my favorite color. And basically they go into my current pastel patterns washi tape collection, and like I love it. So yeah, it's nothing special, I just really like these patterns. Alright, so that will be it for all of the stationery part of the video. Now let's get into the planner and notebooks part. First, this is not really a surprise, another MUJI notebook that I'm using as a sketchbook. This one is the first time ever that I am actually, that I actually decorated the cover. I slapped it full of stickers, vinyl stickers. That is 5 sauce, and I didn't even know that. Okay, let's just halt the conversation right there. I don't really, not a fan of any of the stuff that you see here, if they're references or anything, but I just thought they look nice together. It's all for the aesthetic. Anyway, it's another sketchbook, no, the MUJI one that I shared in my MUJI paper review video that I'll link down below. It's very excellent. This paper holds up to ink like crazy well. Okay, so like I'm able to slap on very, very thick like pen. How do you say, like I just colored it with this very inky brush pen over and over again, and like it does not bleed. It doesn't bleed with the MILDLINER. It's amazing. I love it. So this is very good for any pen and ink sketchers out there, and they're dirt cheap. So I highly recommend it, and it's great. Definitely a favorite for the month. Alright, then we have this is the most pricey item on the whole list, the JIBUN TECHO 2018. Now, I will link down below a very, very good review and actual flip through of the JIBUN TECHO. I don't really want to get into detail with it because it is frankly too detailed to get into detail with it without making the video like literally 45 minutes long. So let me just okay, sorry about that. I just like to say that when I bought this thing, it is the set. I actually have no clue what it's called, but this cover actually included 3 booklets together, the live book and the idea book. I just took them out because I don't know, I just want to fill them up separately, so I just kind of put them in this pouch. They stay there. I'll not be talking about the live book yet today. Maybe in the future I'll make a video about it because it's very interesting in my opinion, but today I'll be focusing on the diary portion, the actual 2018 diary, and show you a little bit of my setup for it. That's my name, I just covered it up. So 2018 JIBUN TECHO. It has, okay, this is like an overview of how to use it, calendar, yearly year at a glance kind of thing. Age chart, my dream, money plan, weekly plan. This is actually to give you a blank spread of the weekly plan for you to test out how you might want to use it. I basically use this as a pen test. And you can see the paper is, while it warps a lot and kind of like when you put pressure on it, the paper just warps, but this paper does not bleed because it is Tomoe River paper. Well, yeah. Okay, Japan map, favorite phrases, recommendations list that, yeah, I haven't filled up, book list, movie list, gifts received and gifts given, promise list. I haven't write anything. Okay, and then it has like a monthly tracker thing that I'm gonna use to track my habits starting today, because it's November. It is November 1st. I don't know when the video is gonna be up, but it's November 1st today. I use it to track habit tracker, exercise, whether or not cooked that day, no spend being on stationery, which I don't think this will be very successful, unfortunately. Okay, meditate and sleep by 11. So I put these sticky notes here so I can easily flip to it, not just because, like, I know some people put sticky notes on their planners when they're filming so they can easily jump to sections, but this is here for good. Like, this is for me to actually flip to the page easily, like so. Okay, and then it goes on and on for the rest of the month, and then it gets to the first monthly spread. Let me just show you a blank monthly spread first. Oops, that's got a lot of birthdays on it. Right, yeah, first things first, what I did to set it up is write the birthdays on there. Yeah, but this is how the monthly spread looks like. Pretty default monthly spread. It's very good, and I love the monthly spread so much because it is basically my calendar. I don't really have a calendar on my wall or anything. I just look at this thing. I write down all of my appointments, all of everything really. All, like, what to take note of, you know, last day of school. Like, I just write things like that. You know, any workshops I have to go to, everything, I just put it in here. Without this spread, I actually don't know how I functioned without the spread, without a monthly spread before, but I'm so glad I have it, and that's why, it's part of the reason why I love using the JIBUN TECHO so much. So yeah, it's just got monthly spreads, etc. Then we get to the weekly spread. This is how I'm using the weekly spread, mostly as a time tracker, not to plan or put anything else in. Planning to me, like future planning to me, is just in the form of to-do lists, which I'll get into in a very, very short while. But what I use this weekly spread for is not to write down to-do lists or plan out my day or anything. Is just to write down blocks of time and what I did during that time. I think it's a very good way for me to reflect on the day and see how productive I was, etc. So that's how I'm using it. I mostly carry on this planner for this spread though, so yeah. And here's a way to, if you're getting the JIBUN TECHO, or if you have one already, here's a way to use the pencil board that I find is quite convenient. You slot it into the back pocket, and then you wrap the elastic around to the page that you want it to open at. So that, for me, that's the weekly spread. I open it, it's instantly at that page. I don't have to fumble with the bookmarks or anything. And oh, another modification I made to the planner is basically put the bookmarks at the back. So I'm not using the bookmarks at all. I'm using these tabs. This one's obviously for the tracker. This one is for the monthly view. And the weekly view is the elastic. So that's just a way I have slightly modified it. JIBUN TECHO is pretty amazing, and I'm really excited to see how it can, like, perfect the system further in 2018. Yeah. I recommend that if you're still unsure of what planner to buy, try out the JIBUN TECHO. Like, even if you don't like the system, if you buy the set, the life book is very, very helpful. Okay, then I get, and then I have like this little binder pouch thing from Daiso. It is a little pencil pouch. It's very small, a zipper pouch, you know, and it's got elastic at the back. And basically what I do with it is I can put it on the JIBUN TECHO like so. And then I'll just have pens at the ready when I'm using it. Or yeah, this is very, very convenient. And you know, it's at Daiso, so it's pretty affordable. I also do the same thing for my sketchbook. And for my sketchbook, if I'm using it as more sketchbook, sorry, I will be putting in these 4 items: the MILDLINER, the 2 brush pens that I talked about, and the 7 color pencil. So it can barely fit them in because this pouch is pretty small, but I'm trying. Okay, so you basically put them in there, carry this around. You can just hold it in your hand. You have pens at the ready. It's very good to make me like build up the habit of drawing regularly. Yeah. So the last item I'm going to talk about is my pocket bullet journal setup. This is a MUJI, as you can see by the sticker here, a MUJI pocket notebook. It's the same size as a Midori passport size. So if you got a book like that, you know that this is the same size, and it's dot grid pages. What I've been using it for is really just to put it in my pocket. Literally, I carry it all the time, and whatever comes to mind, I will jot it down in the note pages at the back, or I put it in my to-do list, which like my to-do list was not in the JIBUN TECHO because I'm not planning to use it as such, but all the to-do list is here, is in here, it's with me all the time. And like I said, you know, the pocket pen mentioned before, I basically put it to the page and I close it and I put this whole thing in my pocket. So yeah, it's by no means decorated. It's completely functionality only type of bullet journal. And this is like an example of how I'm using it. It's basically a running to-do list. I don't even separate it by day. I just like, whenever the to-do list fills up a page, I write down the date at the top. And that's it. It's like the most simple version. I wouldn't even call it a bullet journal. Yeah, it's like that crude, but it works for me and I love it. And this is a very nice thing that I really like, I really enjoy. I basically do a mini calendar using the dot grids. I find that so cute. It's so small, and I just note down some important dates, but still most of the dates go into my JIBUN TECHO. I just wanted to share because this is the way I've set up a pocket planner / notebook thing. It's really gotten me to free up my mind, to like take some stress out, because I used to not have a notebook for tasks or a planner at all, and I just used to remember everything with my brain, and it got really tiring, exhausting to just try and keep track of things, not to mention I forgot half the things I had to do. So I find that having a planner is so helpful, but it's not enough that for me I have a planner. I also need it to be with me at all times. So this is a very, very good option. It's tiny, so I carry it around. It's very dinged up, but I don't mind. Oh, another thing that I actually put inside is I took an index card and I just washi taped it on the side so I can flip it open. This is my class timetable, and it's so useful. Yeah, so that's it for my October favorites video. The star of the show was really JIBUN TECHO. I don't really plan on making a review about this because it's gonna be so long. It's gonna be exhausting to watch, exhausting to film. Plus, there's already a lot of very, very good reviews that are out there, so I'll link it down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I guess I'll just catch you in the next video then. Bye!